Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing a hosting video. I will be hosting 10 of my family members, 10 to 11. My uncle is coming over. I've not seen him for over a decade, and so we'll be preparing a lot of food that I think he has missed over time. So let's go shopping. You can see I'm checking on the rice. I'm not so sure about this rice. I had to change it at the counter. Then I got some flour. I found some milk on offer. However, I ended up changing. I had not seen that it's 200 mils, so I got the box with the 500 mils with the same price, which has also the same quantity of milk cream. As you can see, I'm checking, and this is the milk that I'm talking about, which is almost the same amount of cream. Then I had to get some sausages, which I'll be using for breakfast. Kenyan sausages are highly missed. So on the night before, I had to marinate the drumsticks, and you can see I've squeezed out my lemon juice. I have the chicken spice. It's already combined, so it's easy for me. However, I didn't have the ginger garlic, so I'll add them tomorrow morning. So I put in the spice, the salt, then I'll have to come in with a bit of, I need to add oil, then mix them nicely to combine. Now we add in the drumsticks, one by one, checking for the feathers. Sometimes when there is fire, I just flame them out of the drumsticks. Give them a nice mix so that the marinade is evenly distributed to each and every piece. It's nice and done, as you can see. And so I'm going to cover it and put it in the fridge overnight. Then tomorrow morning, I'll be adding the remaining flavors. This is me getting the rosemary. I've chopped it in small pieces, and then I'll crush the ginger and garlic. I put in some salt so that they can easily smash. As you can see, I'm adding them in together with the rosemary as well. Then I'll mix them evenly and put them back to the fridge till the evening when I'll be cooking. The garlic mix is nicely done, so back to the fridge now. I'm preparing the chapati flour. I used about 1.5 kg, so I sieve it, I rate the flour, and then it becomes soft. So I add my milk powder. This helps with the browning of the chapatis, the nice golden brown, and also to add the rich creamy flavor. I'm preparing the water that I'll be using for the chapati, which is sugar, salt, and some water from the fridge. I use ice cold water, so and some oil as well. Then, as you can see, after adding the oil, I'll just combine, make sure that there's no flour left around. You don't have to knead heavily, you just combine, and then cover and leave it for about 2 hours, depending on the weather. When it's too cold, you leave it for longer, but I've left it for 2 hours. Now I'm preparing the samosa dough. I will be making the samosa casings from scratch. This is simple. I just approximate the amount of water and salt, then add in my flour, and I'm planning to make about 30 to 35 samosas. I ended up making 34 samosas. This is enough. It looks like a small batch, but trust you me, the samosas are very easy to make and they use very little dough. So I'll cover it while I'm preparing the mincemeat. You can see the mincemeat, keep mixing to make it into rice-sized pieces. Yes, me using the kamata, and my husband is always laughing why we buy this kind of pots here in Kenya and still buy something to hold it, but culture must continue. Now I'm dividing the samosa balls. you would just make them very small and in equal sizes, because I do them in twos. Some people just pile up all of them, like if it's 10 balls, then you put all the 10 on top of each other. But I will just do it the way I do it. I just do them in twos. You'll see how I'll be making them. So for now, I just try to make them as even as possible. They should just be equal sizes because we'll be putting one on top of the other. Now they are nice and done. One piece is left. I'll see what I'll do it. I'll try and roll it out if possible. But for now, I have these pieces which I'll be rolling out. The remaining one, I'll see if it's possible to make another piece. So the mincemeat is ready, cooked and dry. You don't add any oil, you just dry it. Then when you switch off the heat, that's when you come in with the onion, and it's at this point, if people take chili, you add in your green chili, but I'm not sure if my uncle and my auntie love chili, so I just made it for everyone, which is just salt and onion. You can see how it's separated, it's like rice. Now let's roll out the casings. You just make a small diameter and try to make them into equal sizes because you're going to be layering them. So I'm trying to make them to be in equal sizes. Then you see how I put in oil in between to avoid them sticking onto each other. Yeah. So they're in approximately same size. You put in some oil and then you put the other on top, and then you roll it out into very, very thin layer. And then when you cook it, the oil in the middle is what makes it now separate easily and form the nice and beautiful casings. You can see it's very thin, but these are already 2 casings. That's why I was saying some people will layer them to be like 10, then they'll be very, very thin, but I find that when they are very thin, it ends up breaking when you're stuffing. But these ones are now like 8 pieces. Now when cooking, just cook them on medium heat. Don't let them cook, because when they dry, they'll be breaking when you're packing them. You can see the kind of cooking I'm talking about is just they'll be like translucent. The color changes from inside. Then when they start bubbling, just turn them out. This is just to help with separating them, and then they'll remain soft but still not raw to be stitched. You can you see the way they're just opening up by themselves? You don't need even to do anything. They just start opening up. But the secret is putting the oil in between. Look. Yeah. Sometimes, especially when it's the first time when preparing this thing, you can have a little bit of a mess. Sometimes they break, sometimes they tear apart. But for me, I'm now used to this and they were all perfect. You can see the beef stew is now cooking. I'm multitasking, I'm cooking everything the same time because I want the guests to get food hot and ready. So the beef stew is getting ready. I'm here to add some carrots and a bit of soup. Now let's go to the green bananas. These are a delicacy. I love, love, love green bananas. So I know my uncle also, it is his favorite, and I'm going to make them. As you can see, you just cut the edges, then cut in between like this. Then you oil your hands first so that the sticky fluid from the bananas doesn't stick on your hands or make it difficult to clean your hands. It's very easy to peel the green bananas, and they are very, very tasty. For those who have not tasted the green bananas, tastes almost like potatoes, but the flavor is richer. So you peel and make sure you put them in water so that they don't change color. If you don't put them in water, they end up being black. Now we prepare the chicken, getting it ready to put into the oven. I've preheated the oven, so I'll just put it into the oven to brown it and make it crunchy. If you would like, you just deep fry them, but for me I prefer putting them into the oven so that I'll dip them later into the sweet and sour sauce, which I make from the leftover marinade and some sauce. Then the samosas, as you can see, are getting ready. I'm doing the samosas at the same time, making the chapatis. You can see the chapatis are nice, and people really liked the chapatis. They were very soft and crunchy. The rice is ready as well. Look at the samosas, they turned out very nice. The chapatis were very nice as well. I forgot to tear part one to show you the layers I was talking about. Now, I also have to get the dishes ready that I'll be serving the food in, to make sure that they are not dusty, they are nice and clean, and they are the appropriate size for serving the number of guests that we have. I'm now done with the cooking, and now we are getting the table ready. I've chosen to go with the flour table mats, which are a bit shiny because it's dinner, it's late in the evening. Actually, at night, my uncle and my other siblings will be arriving around 9 p.m. to between 9 p.m. and 9:30. So you can see I've chosen also floured plates. When hosting, I'm very intentional. I really go all out. It's a labor of love. I like cooking from scratch. I would just want to make for them what they really love. And for me, that's very important and it's very intentional. You can see everything came out well. People enjoyed, guys. It was a very happy evening. There was a cake that my sister had brought for my uncle and my auntie. Then they had these flowers which they went with to the airport to receive them. Thanks for watching, guys, and please enjoy, like, share, comment. I was ready waiting for my visitors to arrive. Thank you.